So this is the single worst part of the day of triathlon, and that's getting up at 6:45. So I'm very glad that I did this already. Roll VT, that stands for videotape.
So if you're anything like me at all, you're going to wake up, go to the triathlon and realise that you're wearing no clothes and you've forgotten your cycle helmet and probably your bicycle. Actually, what it's better to do is just do a preparation the night before. This is what I usually do. The first thing is I've bought a little plastic box from Homebase. It's like £7. Job done. Everything in there. So I've got my goggles, my cycling helmet, my drinks bottle, my cycling shoes, my trainers, everything that I can think of. I've sat down and I've put it in there tonight so I can wake up in the morning, take it to the car, Bob's your uncle. You're done. The only other thing is tri-suit. I wear it to the event. I don't put it on at the event. It's one less thing to think about and one less hassle to try and find a changing room. So those two things I would definitely recommend the night before a triathlon. Okay, so another tip would be make sure that you give yourself plenty of time before the event, because there is nothing worse than turning up just a half an hour before your start time and realising you've actually got quite a lot to do, like register, set your transition area up. You also have to do your warm-up and just a general taking in of the atmosphere. So get yourself there well in advance. I would suggest something like an hour, more than just a half an hour. Okay, so I hit a little snag earlier in that you're actually not allowed to film or take any iPods or MP3 or cameras into the transition area, and I wanted to show you how I'd set up for my transition to see if I could give you a few tips there, you know, kind of help you make your transition as smooth and quick as possible. So what I've done is I've actually set up a transition area in my garden just to give you a little idea of what I did. So I'm going to take you over there now. This is how it would be set up. So on the floor, this is what I've got set up. I've got my cycling shoes there, I've got my running trainers there, and they're on my towel, and that's blue so that I know that's mine. I have a box next to the bike that I can throw all my swimming hat. You can see in there, actually, that's from this morning. My swimming hat's in there, my goggles, anything that's coming out of the swim. Now, I've rested my helmet, my sunglasses, and my number belt on the bike, and the reason for that is you can literally get the three on in quick succession, and then you're good to put your bike in your hands and go. Alright, you're not allowed to move your bike from the transition rail until you've got your helmet on. Have your number belt first, easy access. With elastic, you can actually just put it around your waist without having to clip it up, so keep it clipped up and put it on from the bottom up. So because you're not allowed to film inside the transition area, what we actually did was I got my wife to film me coming into my transition from swim to bike just outside the transition area. You can see how I make my transition as smooth as possible by having everything in the right order as I go to the transition area. Okay, so it wasn't the fastest transition in the world, but it'll give you an idea of in what order I did things and how quickly I did get out of transition. And again, my transition did save me a lot of time again today, especially my bike to run, but we'll talk about that another time.
Go Ben!
Well done!
So, in summary, let's go through what we've learnt today. Race day tips. The first one I would say is list what you need and pack it the night before. Pack everything so it's down by your front door, you're ready and you can just get up and go, because it usually is a very early morning start with triathlons. Point 2, give yourself at least an hour before your start time. As I've mentioned before, you've got lots to do. You have to warm up, you have to register, you have to set up your transition area. All of these things take time, and you don't want a stressful time on your triathlon day, so make sure that you give yourself plenty of time. Third is be meticulous about your transition area and what happens first. Alright? Anyone can do it in any order. This is how I prefer to do it. I prefer to get my shoes on first, then belt, then glasses, then helmet. Alright, I work from the bottom up, and then I'm good to go. As soon as my helmet's strapped on, I can pick up the bike and go. It's nice to have a towel on the floor because your feet are going to be wet when you come out of the swim, and you want to maybe dry them as you're putting your shoes on. And this is amateur stuff because the professionals have their shoes clipped to the bike, and that's something that I'm not quite ready for yet, especially because I don't have very good shoes. But all of the rest are some tips that I've picked up as I've gone along, and I hope they work for you. And good luck whenever you're doing your next triathlon. Take care, and I'll see you soon.